All right, here I am over here. How's about that? Happy Sunday afternoon, everybody. I'm over here at my bench with a Yamaha mixer, all torn apart. Just noticed this thing said it was November 2013 this thing was built. Okay. So Brent gave me this thing, and I'm just doing a little bit of light stuff today. I'll explain that first. I put aside everything for this weekend because I'm still dealing with the car crash pain and all that, and I'm just on enough painkillers to get up and move around and do a little bit of this stuff, and then I'll be back in my chair for a minute. But I wanted to show everybody, and I can't zoom in because I've lost the link to my computer monitor, so I'm just kind of winging it here. So I'm going to hold this up and show you this pot right here was snapped off, and Brent gave me this thing. And what I did to it, because this pot is a very special pot, and if you see on the bottom, that's called surface mount electronics. And a lot of people have talked to me about that kind of thing. There's some of this stuff that I can't fix with a soldering iron. You have to have very specialized equipment to work on that stuff. If you try to solder on that, you'll melt it, all of it, and destroy it. So it's very difficult to deal with this kind of thing. But there are ways around this. Since I'm not going to sell it, I'm going to keep this thing and use it. I just needed to get this pot to where it was up here where you could put a knob on it and use it. And what I did was a little trick I learned in the aviation industry called plastic welding. And if I hold this up to the camera, you can see that that looks a little ugly, but that's below the faceplate, so it won't be seen. It works just perfect as can be. And you take a spare part from an old junk unit like this, take the shaft out of there off the wiper, and cut it, temporarily glue it in place with some epoxy or some acrylic glue, which is I used acrylic glue, and then use my soldering iron with a different tip on it for plastic welding. And there's actually plastic welding kits there's approved repairs for the interior panels on airplanes that are done by plastic welding on the back side of the panel because it's just a decorative panel. So that's a little something I learned back then, and it just like new, works great, lasts a long time in there, and fix it without destroying the surface mount electronics. So things like that I can fix. Usually when this kind of component comes to me and it's something that I have to desolder in order to fix it, about 80% of the time I won't bother to fix it. I'll just tell the people, look, I can't do that because it's full of these, like this particular one is very, very small things like that. They are put on with special equipment, microelectronics equipment, and the soldering process is done by sticking the whole unit inside an autoclave and cooking it for a few minutes. So it's not something that you can just kind of half-ass it on the bench with a soldering iron. It's not like the old stuff like this where you can actually work on it. But anyway, like I said, it's going to work now. It's back to doing its thing. I'll put this thing back together, and this will end up in my living room. This will be my acoustic guitar rig for playing in the living room when I want to go out there and play and have a separate sound system out there separate from the one in here. So anyway, that being said, here I am on Sunday full of lots of prescription painkillers, and I was wearing a back brace. I'm not wearing it right now, but I will be in a little while. And trying to get back to my normal self, which is not very normal, but as normal as can be for me. So anyway, if you're out there listening, don't crash your car. It's not fun. It causes a whole world of stupid all over the place. Starting with the car and the insurance company, the tow truck driver. I mean, I could just go down the list, and it ends up with the doctors and the painkillers and hurting all the time. And then the biggest thing that I've been talking to everybody on Facebook about today, replacing the car. Good luck. I mean, the insurance company and the finance company end up making out on that deal, and you end up with you break even. You don't have to pay the finance company; they got that covered, but you still don't have a car, and now you don't have your down payment either. So it's really a world of garbage that we live in. I hate to say, But God willing, I'll have some more transportation and get back to where Trish and I can both have our own wheels and do what it would need to do, and not have to worry about who's got the car and when and all that. So that'll be nice. But luckily, I'm still here. The car didn't flip over. I didn't get crushed in the thing. So thank God for that. And I know it's a little short and sweet with my little project here. This next week, I'm going to hopefully be back to normal, back to getting all the rest of the stuff going like we've been doing. I have one more acoustic electric guitar in there that I have to finish for a customer for the weekend. And then I have that 12 string and Denny's guitar to finish up as soon as my back can handle it. So, you know, it sounds funny saying that, but when you got those on the bench and you're standing up and you're kind of hunched over the top of the bench, if you got a back injury, that really hurts, and it takes a little toll out of it. So we'll get there, but get back to normal, get back on to doing fun things. So everybody have a safe Sunday, have a nice day, enjoy the sunshine out there. We went out for a little while, had a little enchilada and all that for lunch, so that was kind of nice. And we'll get back to normal, don't worry. I know I sound like a repeating record, but there you go. That's what happens when you're on all these painkillers. So happy Sunday, have a good week, everybody, and I'll see you next week. Bye.